Just listen once, with your heart, not just your ears. Open yourself to the possibility that you are one moment, one choice, one belief away from the miracle you've been waiting for. This is more than motivation. It's activation. Just try it. Watch what happens. What if I told you that your wish, the one you've buried under years of doubt, delay, and disappointment, is already waiting to come true? Not tomorrow, not next year, but right now. If only you could align with the energy that creates miracles. This is not fantasy. It's not about luck. It's about unlocking a power that's always been inside you, waiting to be activated by intention, belief, and focused emotion. Just listen once. Just once. And something deep within you will awaken. The shift begins the moment you truly believe it's possible. This is not coincidence. It's your moment. And if you're brave enough to try, your miracle is already on its way. Listen. Believe. Receive. Belief without backup. Your mind is the gatekeeper of reality. This isn't just a poetic idea. It's a fundamental truth that has shaped destinies, moved mountains, and created miracles. Your mind is not a passive observer of life. It is the architect of your reality. Everything you see, experience, attract, or repel begins with a single root: belief. If you believe you're meant for more, the world will open doors where there were only walls. If you believe you're not worthy, life will keep confirming your unworthiness through people, patterns, and problems. That's how powerful your belief system is. It acts like a projector, casting the film of your internal world onto the screen of your external life. But here's the catch. Most people only believe after they see results. They wait for signs, proof, guarantees, some kind of backup to confirm that it's safe to believe. But miracles don't work that way. Breakthroughs don't come to the cautious, they come to the committed. You have to believe first, even when there's no evidence, even when the world tells you it's impossible. Because belief without backup is the purest form of faith, and faith is the currency of miracles. It's the secret force that bends reality to match your inner conviction. Think about it. The great inventors, leaders, healers, and visionaries throughout history didn't wait for the world to believe in them. They believed in themselves so fully, so relentlessly, that the world eventually had no choice but to catch up. They understood that reality doesn't create belief. Belief creates reality. Your mind is the gateway through which possibility becomes actual. Every single day you are either reinforcing limitation or expanding into abundance based on the story you tell yourself. So what do you believe about your wish? Do you believe it's too big? Too late? Too unrealistic? If so, that belief is the lock keeping the door closed. But if you can shift that, even slightly, and say, what if it is planted in me because I'm supposed to fulfill it, then the lock starts to loosen. The moment you stop seeking external confirmation and instead build an unshakable belief within, you become unstoppable. You no longer rely on approval, timing, or circumstances. You carry your certainty with you, and that energy is magnetic. It changes how you speak, how you walk, how you attract opportunities, and how people respond to you. The universe is always listening, not to your words, but to the vibration behind them. When you think in faith, speak in faith, and act in faith, even without evidence, you create alignment. And in that alignment, the miraculous becomes normal. That's why believing without backup is not reckless, it's revolutionary. It's the highest form of courage, because it dares to see the invisible and trust it before it becomes visible. It declares to the universe, I know who I am. I know what I'm here for. And I don't need proof to pursue what is already mine by divine design. That is the power of pure belief. No plan B, no escape route, no halfway hope, just full, fierce, unwavering belief that your wish is not only possible, it's already real in the realm of energy. And your job is to match that frequency through the thoughts you allow and the stories you repeat. Every time you catch yourself doubting, redirect, replace that fear with faith. Say, I choose to believe anyway. Say it when you don't feel it. Say it when nothing makes sense. Say it until your mind accepts it as truth. Because when belief becomes your baseline, reality bends to meet you there. It might not happen overnight, but it will happen in divine timing. The only question is, will you believe long enough to see it through? If the answer is yes, then start today. Stand in front of your wish, your dream, your impossible goal, and declare with boldness, I believe, not because I see it, but because I know it's meant for me. That's the moment everything begins to shift. That's the moment the gatekeeper of reality, your mind, unlocks the path that was waiting for you all along. Speak it into the now. Your words carry creative power. Words are not just sounds or symbols. They are energetic commands sent out into the universe, shaping your future with every syllable. The language you use is not harmless chatter. It's creative force in action, a vibration that either summons miracles or builds mental walls. When you speak, you are prophesying your future. Most people unknowingly curse themselves daily by saying things like, I'll never have that. I'm not lucky. I always mess things out. Or nothing ever works out for me. These aren't just complaints. They are instructions. Affirmations of lack and failure that your subconscious mind and the universe take as law. But what if you changed the way you spoke? What if you decided to speak only what you wanted to live? What if you declared your wish as already done? Not far away, not someday, but now. That shift would be revolutionary. The truth is, what you consistently speak becomes what you eventually see. Because words are the seeds of reality. Your mouth is a wand, and every statement you make is a spell you cast. So why not cast spells of abundance, love, healing, and success? Start saying, it's happening for me. I am ready to receive. I attract the right people and divine opportunities. My wish is already on its way, and I am becoming the version of me that matches my desires. Speak these truths into the now, because the present is where creation begins. When you use the present tense, I am, I have, it is, you collapse time and bring your future into the current moment. You're no longer waiting for a miracle. You're aligning with it right here, right now. The universe responds not to desperation, but to declaration. Speaking with authority shifts your energy from begging to believing, from wishing to receiving. It tells your subconscious, this is who I am now, and your reality starts to reorganize itself to reflect that inner certainty. Even when you don't feel confident, speak confidence. Even when you feel broken, speak wholeness. Even when things look dark, speak light. Because your words don't just describe your life, they create it. When you say something long enough, your mind accepts it as true, and your behavior begins to match it. This is how affirmations work. Not as magic tricks, but as mental reprogramming tools. The problem is we often affirm the wrong things, then wonder why we're stuck. It's time to become intentional with every word you say about yourself, your dream, your journey. Speak only what you want to live. Don't talk about what's missing, talk about what's manifesting. Don't rehearse the past, declare the future. Let your language elevate you, not sabotage you. Your voice is a bridge between the spiritual and the physical. the unseen and the seen, the hoped for and the held. You are constantly either reinforcing the problem or reinforcing the possibility with your speech. So ask yourself, are my words building the world I want to live in? And if not, change them. Your wish, your healing, your breakthrough doesn't need permission. It needs your participation. Speak like it's already happening, because when your language matches your vision, manifestation accelerates. You've been given the power of voice for a reason, not just to communicate, but to co-create. Don't use it lightly. Speak on purpose. Speak with intention. Speak life over your finances, your relationships, your body, your mind, your calling. Talk to your dream like it's already breathing. Say thank you for showing up, even before it arrives. This isn't delusion, it's divine alignment. Faith speaks before it sees. And the ones who dare to speak their miracle into the now are the ones who live in the miracle later. So when you rise each day, don't just think positive thoughts. Speak them out loud. Affirm your power. Declare your truth. Proclaim your wish. And do it over and over again until the universe, your mind, and your life rise up to meet your words. Because the moment you start speaking like it's already yours, you unlock the most sacred creative code inside you, and from there, all things become possible. Feel the wish fulfilled. Emotion is the bridge between you and the miracle. There is a secret language that the universe understands far beyond words and beyond logic, and that language is emotion. While thoughts set the direction and words shape the structure, it is your emotional state that fuels your manifestations and pulls your desires into form. You can visualize all day, repeat affirmations, and write your goals in the most beautiful detail. But if you do not feel the wish as fulfilled, if you do not immerse yourself emotionally in the joy, gratitude, relief, and love of already having it, then your energy is out of alignment, and your wish remains a distant possibility rather than a magnetic reality. Emotion is not just a feeling, it's a frequency, and every wish you desire already exists on a specific frequency. The key is not to chase the wish, but to tune into the feeling of having it now. That's the shortcut, that's the access point to the miraculous. Because when you feel as if it's already done, your body, your energy, and your actions begin to align with that new reality. You stop striving, you stop doubting, you stop trying to control, and instead, you embody the result before it physically arrives. This embodiment sends a signal to the universe: I am ready. I am available. I am aligned. And the universe, being responsive, begins to reorganize itself around your internal state. Think about the power of a single emotion. When you feel grief, everything looks gray. When you feel joy, everything sparkles. Now imagine channeling that emotional force into the belief that your dream life is already here. Feel the excitement of waking up in that reality. Feel the peace of knowing that the struggle is over. Feel the pride in what you've accomplished, the love that surrounds you, the abundance that supports you. Let that emotion wash over you as if it were real, because in energy, it already is. The body does not know the difference between what is imagined and what is real. It simply responds. That's why athletes rehearse victory in their minds, why visionaries speak their dreams with passion, and why miracles happen not just to the thinkers, but to the feelers. Emotion bridges the gap between intention and manifestation. It is the fuel that launches your wish from a thought into the realm of becoming. And the more you can sustain that elevated emotional state, gratitude, joy, love, expectancy, the faster your reality begins to reflect it. This is why people say live as if it's already yours, Because when you feel like the person who already has the wish fulfilled, you begin to think, speak, and act like them. Your decisions shift, your habits change, your vibration rises, and suddenly the people, circumstances, and opportunities that match your new state begin to flow into your life, not because you chased them, but because you became a match for them. This is not about pretending or faking. It's about feeling your way into your future. Every morning, before you look at your phone, before the world pulls you into distraction, take a moment to close your eyes and feel your wish as fulfilled. See it in your mind's eye, yes, but more importantly, feel it in your heart. Let the emotion rise as if the miracle already happened, as if you've already received the call, the news, the breakthrough. Smile like it's already yours. Breathe like the pressure is gone. Walk like you've arrived. Because in that state, you are no longer in resistance, you are in resonance. You've stepped into the version of you that your future has been waiting for. And from that space, manifestation is not a struggle, it's a certainty. Emotion is the most sacred technology you possess. It is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, between the wish and the reality, between the desire and the delivery. Use it with intention. Don't just think the dream, feel it into existence. Let your heart guide you home to what's already yours. The miracle is not far. It's right on the other side of your emotion. All you have to do is feel it now. Let go of the how. The universe is not limited by logic. One of the greatest barriers to receiving what you desire is the obsessive need to figure out how it's going to happen. The human mind craves certainty, structure, and predictability. So when we set a powerful intention or make a bold wish, our instinct is to immediately ask, how is this going to work? But that question, while logical, is the very trap that keeps most people stuck in delay, frustration, and doubt. The truth is, when you're trying to force life into a linear plan, you're limiting infinite possibilities to the small scope of what you can currently comprehend. You are trying to fit a divine process into a human box. And that's not how miracles work. The universe is not confined to your reasoning, timelines, or strategies. It doesn't need your blueprint. It needs your belief. The how is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is the what and the why. The what is your desire, your wish, your dream. The why is your emotional reason, the passion behind it. That's your job. That's your role in the co-creation process. But the how? That belongs to the higher intelligence that orchestrates billions of events across space and time without a single mistake. Your wish may come through a chance meeting, a delayed flight, a spontaneous idea, a closed door that leads you to a better one, or a series of coincidences that only make sense in hindsight. And if you're so obsessed with making it happen your way, you might miss the miracle entirely because it didn't come dressed in the costume you expected. Letting go of the how is not laziness, it's surrender. It's not passive, it's powerful. Because in that surrender, you stop resisting the unknown and start trusting the unfolding. You shift from control to cooperation. You say to the universe, I trust you to do what I cannot. And that trust unlocks doors that were never visible from the ground level of logic. Look back at your life and you'll see this truth. Some of the most transformative moments happened in ways you couldn't have planned. A random connection that changed everything. A failure that rerouted you. A delay that turned into a divine redirection. That's not accident. That's alignment. That's the magic of the how being handled by something greater. The moment you release your grip on the method, you make room for the miraculous. You allow flow. You invite grace. You become available to receive in ways far beyond your imagination. That's when real manifestation begins, not when you force, but when you allow. Letting go of the how also frees you from fear, because fear is often rooted in the unknown. And when you stop needing to know every step, you start living from a deeper sense of peace and trust. You move through life knowing that things are always working for you, even if you can't see the full picture yet. You understand that the universe has a million ways to deliver what you ask for. And all you have to do is stay open, stay aligned, and stay faithful. When you catch yourself asking, but how? Gently remind yourself, that's not my job. Remind yourself that logic is limited, but the universe is not. Remind yourself that miracles happen in the absence of control. Every time you let go of needing to know the path appears. Every time you release the pressure to figure it out, clarity and opportunity rise to meet you. This is not about giving up your ambition. It's about releasing your anxiety. It's about trading tension for trust. It's about walking forward with bold intention while leaving space for divine intervention. So write your vision. Set your intention. Hold your desire in your heart like a sacred flame, but then step back. Take a deep breath and let the universe paint the picture in its own colors, in its own time, with its own perfect strokes. You don't need to know the how to trust that it's happening. You don't need to understand the steps to walk in faith. What you seek is already seeking you, but it will reach you faster if you stop standing in the way with your doubts and demands. Open your hands, release your grip, and trust in the intelligence that breathes stars into existence and keeps your heart beating without you even thinking about it. That same intelligence knows exactly how to bring your wish to life. And it will, if you can just let go of how. Clear the clutter, make space for the miracle to enter. Before a miracle can enter your life, there must be space for it to land. Emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Miracles don't thrive in crowded, chaotic, or congested environments. They require openness, readiness, and room to move. When you hold on to what no longer serves you, whether it's toxic relationships, limiting beliefs, resentment from the past, cluttered environments, or negative self-talk, you're unknowingly blocking the very blessings you're asking for. The universe is generous, but it's also orderly. And it doesn't deposit miracles into disorganized spaces. Just like a gardener must clear the weeds before planting new seeds, you must clear the inner and outer clutter that's taking up space where your desires are meant to live. Clutter is not just physical, it's energetic. It's the unspoken guilt you carry, the mental noise you allow, the spiritual exhaustion from constantly overthinking and overcommitting. Every unresolved wound, every grudge you won't release, every old story you replay in your mind. These are blockages, energetic barriers that make it difficult for the new to arrive. You say you want love, but are you still holding on to the pain from someone who betrayed you? You say you want abundance, but do you cling to a scarcity mindset that tells you there's never enough? You say you want peace, but do you surround yourself with drama and distraction? The miracle is not far. It's simply waiting for you to make room for it. Cleaning your physical space can be a sacred act of invitation. When you release the items, clothes or belongings that no longer resonate, you're sending a clear message. I am ready for something new. I am creating space for better. But more importantly, cleaning your emotional and mental space creates the shift that aligns you with your next level. Forgiveness is a powerful decluttering tool, not because it makes others right, but because it makes you free. When you forgive, you release energetic anchors that are weighing you down. When you let go of blame, you lift the heavy veil that's hiding your miracle. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means clearing the space that's overcrowded with old energy. You cannot bring in the future if your hands are still full of the past. This applies to habits too. Every time you choose comfort over growth, clutter accumulates. Every time you procrastinate, self-sabotage, or avoid doing what your soul knows you must, you create energetic congestion. The miracle cannot force its way into your life. You must invite it by showing you are ready to receive. This is why rituals like journaling, meditating, clearing your schedule, detoxing your environment, and setting boundaries are so powerful. They aren't just acts of productivity, they are acts of preparation. You're not just making space, you're signaling to the universe, I am no longer tolerating what drains me. I am now available only for what aligns with my highest self. And the moment you do this, truly do this, not half-heartedly, not temporarily, but with clarity and commitment, the shift begins. People leave. New opportunities arrive, old weights fall off, clarity returns, energy rises, and most importantly, the path opens. Clearing the clutter is an act of courage, because it requires you to face what you've been avoiding. But it is also an act of faith, because it tells the universe, I trust that something better is coming, even if I don't see it yet. It's trusting that when you create emptiness, it won't stay empty for long. It will be filled with something more beautiful, more aligned, more miraculous than what you were clinging to. Whether it's your home, your heart, your inbox, your schedule, or your soul. Start cleaning. Start releasing. Start unburdening yourself. Don't wait until you're overwhelmed. Don't wait until the breakdown forces you. Begin now, because every item you release, every emotion you process, every outdated pattern you let go of is a signal flare to the universe saying, I am making room, I am preparing, I am open. And in that openness, miracles don't just arrive, they flood in. Because finally they have space to land. One aligned moment can change everything. It doesn't take time, it takes energy. We have been conditioned to believe that transformation must be a slow linear process, that it takes years of effort, repetition, and struggle to create meaningful change. But the truth is far more powerful and liberating. It doesn't take time to change your life. It takes energy, specifically alignment. One single moment of pure, energetic alignment, where your thoughts, emotions, intentions, and beliefs are all vibrating in harmony, can shift the entire course of your reality faster than years of forced action. Think of those moments in your life when clarity suddenly hit, when you made a decision that changed everything, when you walked away, said yes, or finally believed you were worthy. That shift didn't take years. It took one aligned moment. And in that moment, time became irrelevant. Because energy collapses time. Energy is the language of creation. It is the invisible force that determines how fast or how far your intentions will go. You can spend months trying to think your way into success, or you can spend one sacred moment tuning into the frequency of already having it, already being it, already living it, and everything begins to move. That's the miracle of alignment. It's when your desire, belief, Emotion and identity are in perfect sync. No conflict, no doubt, no resistance. In that space, the universe doesn't hesitate. It responds instantly because you've become a match for the outcome you're asking for. It's not about begging, chasing, or proving. It's about becoming. And you don't become something over time. You become it through energy. You become it the moment you stop resisting who you truly are. This is why people can struggle for years and then change everything in an instant. A breakthrough doesn't wait on your calendar. It waits on your alignment. One inspired decision, one moment of deep inner certainty, one emotional click into faith over fear, and the world around you begins to respond differently. Doors open, synchronicities appear, people show up. The problem wasn't time. It was misalignment. When you align, you stop leaking energy trying to be someone you're not. You stop spinning in doubt and step into power. You speak differently, you walk differently, you choose differently, and those small energetic differences create massive external ripples. Alignment is magnetic. You don't have to scream for attention or force outcomes. Your energy draws the right things toward you effortlessly. That's why this is not about how long you've been working on your dream or how far you feel from it. It's about the quality of the energy you bring to it right now. One aligned moment of gratitude can heal years of resentment. One moment of forgiveness can dissolve decades of emotional chains. One moment of unwavering belief can shift a lifetime of self-doubt. But you must be willing to pause the noise, turn inward, and feel your way into that place. Alignment isn't found in the rush, it's found in the stillness, in the truth beneath all the trying. It's in the decision to surrender your timeline, your control, and your fear, and to fully embody the energy of what you want to receive. And when that energy becomes your default, miracles become your norm. But it starts with one moment. One moment where you close your eyes, breathe deeply, and say, I am ready, I am aligned, I am already it. And in that moment, the gap between you and your dream begins to dissolve. This is why change is never as far as it seems. You're one shift away. One internal adjustment. One moment of radical self-belief. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday or what you think is missing. The only thing that matters is the energy you're holding right now. You are not bound by your past. You are not stuck in your circumstances. You are always just one decision, one breath, one choice away from a different reality. And that choice lives in alignment. Not in force, not in time, but in truth. And the truth is, everything can change the moment you align. Act like it's done. Live in the energy of already having it. The secret to collapsing the space between you and your dream is not to wait for the result to show up before you change, but to become the version of yourself who already has it now. Act like it's done. Walk like it's done. Speak like it's done. Live like it's already yours. This is not pretending or playing make-believe. This is the ultimate act of faith. Align. When you live in the energy of already having it, you stop broadcasting lack, neediness, and desperation to the universe. Instead, you send out a powerful signal that says, I trust, I know, I embody the result already. And that energy is magnetic. It draws experiences, people, opportunities, and resources into your life that match your vibration, not your words, not your wishes, but your state of being. So many people unknowingly repel their dreams by constantly acting from a place of waiting, hoping, or doubting. They say they want wealth but behave as if they're broke. They want love but live guarded and bitter. They want success but shrink their voice and play small. But the universe responds not to what you say, it responds to what you are. To act like it's done means to align your thoughts, choices, emotions, and actions with the reality you desire, even before it manifests. Ask yourself, if your wish came true today, how would you feel? How would you walk into a room? What decisions would you make? How would you treat yourself? That version of you, that confident, radiant, grounded version, is the one you must become now. Because your future is not created someday, it's created moment by moment through who you decide to be. Acting like it's done rewires your nervous system to feel safe in abundance, safe in love, safe in success. You stop sabotaging the blessing because you start identifying with it. You stop questioning whether you're worthy because you know you're living in alignment with the outcome. This level of energetic congruence turns you into a magnet. It accelerates your manifestations, not because the world changes, but because you do. And when you change, everything around you must shift to reflect that. That's the law. Living in the energy of already done requires you to let go of timelines and hows. It requires you to stop checking for signs every 5 minutes and to start trusting the unseen process. It's choosing faith over fear, embodiment over emptiness, certainty over waiting. You no longer ask, will it happen? You declare, it already has. This creates a vibrational resonance with your desired reality. It collapses the illusion of separation between where you are and where you want to be. But it's more than mindset. It's lifestyle. You don't just think about your dream differently, you treat yourself differently. You invest time and energy into what aligns. You stop entertaining what doesn't serve you. You move with intention, with purpose, with belief. Acting like it's done isn't about arrogance. It's about authority. It's about reclaiming your role as the co-creator of your life and refusing to shrink while waiting for permission to rise. When you embody the energy of already having it, you become unavailable for anything that contradicts your vision. That's when people start to treat you differently. That's when doors start to open without effort. That's when life starts to feel like it's conspiring in your favor. Because it is. You stop living in lack and you started living in alignment. And alignment is the access point to every blessing you've ever asked for. So don't wait. Don't delay your becoming. Don't postpone your power. Right now, this very second, choose to live from the reality you desire. Act like it's done. Not because you're trying to force it, but because in the realm of energy, it already is. And when your behavior mirrors that truth, your world has no choice but to reflect it back to you. As you come to the end of this message, carry this truth deep into your soul. Your wish is not far, not impossible, and certainly not beyond your reach. It is already unfolding, waiting for you to meet it with belief, readiness, and unwavering energy. If you take nothing else from this, remember that transformation doesn't happen in the distance of time, but in the intimacy of now. So stop waiting, doubting, or measuring your worth by what has or hasn't happened yet. Instead, step into the boldness of your own becoming. Believe in your dream without needing backup, without conditions, without proof. Trust that the moment you decide it's possible for you, the entire universe leans in to respond. Speak what you desire as though it already exists, not from desperation, but from power. Use your words not to describe the struggle, but to declare the victory. Feel the wish fulfilled. Let your heart rehearse the joy, the peace, the gratitude of already living in that reality, because your emotions are the bridge between you and your miracle. Release the need to control or calculate the how. It is not your responsibility to understand the divine choreography unfolding behind the scenes. Your job is not to force the outcome. but to prepare your spirit to receive it. Take space. Clean your emotional house, your mental closet, your physical environment. Clear the old to invite the new. Let go of what drains you, burdens you, limits you. When you show the universe that you are available for alignment and not just achievement, the blessings begin to flow. And remember, it only takes one aligned moment, one breath of pure clarity, one decision made from deep inner truth, 1 second of radical self-belief to change your entire trajectory. Don't chase time, chase alignment. That's where your power lives. And most importantly, don't just hope your wish will come true. Live like it already has. Walk in the energy of fulfillment. Speak with the voice of someone who knows the blessing is done. Think, move, and love like the version of you who's already received what they prayed for. Because when you act as if it's done, the universe cannot resist mirroring that energy back to you. So here is your final piece of guidance. Protect your vibration, guard your focus, surround yourself with peace, act with purpose, forgive quickly, love deeply, and expect miracles, not someday, but now. Now let us close with a prayer of intention and release. Divine Creator, source of all miracles, I thank you for the desire placed within me, for it is not random, it is sacred. I surrender my doubts, my fears, and my need for control. I open my heart and mind to receive what is already mine by divine design. Fill me with the faith to believe when it's hardest, the strength to let go when it's necessary, and the wisdom to trust the unfolding. May I feel the joy before the blessing arrives, speak life into every situation, and walk boldly in the direction of my calling. I make space now, physically, emotionally, spiritually, for what is meant for me. I declare my wish is already done, and I now align with its energy completely. I release the how, the when, the fear, and I embrace peace, knowing the miracle is on its way. And so it is. Amen. Now go forward. Not hoping, but knowing. Just listen once. Just believe once. Just try once. And let that one moment be the catalyst that changes everything. Your miracle is closer than you think.